Hello everyone, I'm here today with a new process video, and this is one in my autumn kit series. So you can see I have my kit here. This is all the stuff I already had. I wanted to show a couple of things that I've added to it recently. Creative Memories came out recently with a very cool paper pack, and I think it's called Hello Autumn, Hello Fall, something like that. And I decided to get it, and look at these papers. They are perfect for fall. They are double-sided, so you get the big plaid here, or tartan, on the front. If I can get these apart here, we'll do that. There we go. And then you get this design. I don't know what you call that, but you get that design on the other side for all of the colors. And this color scheme will work awesomely for pretty much all the photos I have, because even though I have a lot of yellow and red and green, blue works because I have lots of photos where sky is in the picture, so all of those will work. And I think this was $9 or $9.50 or something. Very inexpensive, I thought, for all of the paper. So I have that, which I've added. And then I found a set of digital files on Etsy, and I can't remember the name of the company right now. If I can find it in my order history, I'll link it. But I found these. They're just little flags or pennants, but they're all in autumn colors. So I bought the files and then I printed them out, and I figure I can make use of those because it's a lot of orange, mustard yellow, dark brown, some black even, gray. Those are perfect for autumn. All right, now that I've shown you that, what I'm working on today is a full 6x8 page. This is the only photo I'll be using. It was a picture I took out the window as we were going, but it shows the colors nicely, so I want to use it. So I'm thinking I'm going to jump into these papers right away, pick one that will go well with it. And what I generally do is I cut these in half into 6x12 first, so then I can cut one side further down to 6x8, and I still have half the paper left that I can use for something else. I have decided to use this paper. This is what's on the back. That's a little too much blue. When I held it up there, it's too strong, but this is slightly more subtle so that it brings the attention to the sky. I held it up to the greens, the yellows, oranges, reds. They were way, way too intense. So I think this is the right choice. So I will now cut it down to 6x8 rather than 6x12. But I do think I'm going to need probably some washi for the border, or paper strips or something to bring in some of that yellow or orange. Not green. There's kind of too much green in there already. I wouldn't want to add more with the strips, but I think yellow or orange might work fairly well. So I'll get started by cutting this down to 6x8. There we go. And one of the other things I love about cutting my paper this way now, since I'm primarily doing pocket pages, is that when I cut those down, it gives me a 4x6 ready-made. All right, that's what it looks like when it's cut down to 6x8. I'm very happy with that. I have pulled out 5 different washi options here. I mostly think I want sort of that muted or soft tone of yellow, almost like a mustard yellow. So that's why I've pulled these. This one is a little bit brighter than the rest. This one I'm intrigued by because I kind of forgot I had it. Oops. But it actually has the yellow, and then it has a gradient to it, so then it goes into some orange and even some light green. My only concern with this is the pattern, because there's already plaid here. Adding that might be too much, but I think I'm going to try all of these, just hold it up and sort of just play with it around the photo, and we'll see what happens. So I have tried all 5, and I have it now narrowed down to these 2. The others, I either didn't like the color, it didn't seem quite right, or I didn't like the pattern. So these are what's left. I'm thinking it might end up being this one. It's slightly lighter and a more subtle pattern. I really do dig the pattern on this though. And I think it looks good, but The color, I don't know, it just doesn't feel as good as this one, but I'm gonna save that for another layout, I think, because I think it'll match quite nicely with some other things. And the same with this one. I love the look of it. Here, I'm actually going to tear that off a little bit like so you can see how it changes. I love the look of that. It's just not right for this layout. So again, I'm gonna save it and I'll use it on another layout instead. I have applied the washi here, and originally I had this top one going about 3/4 of the way across, and it was too much. I didn't like it. There's a lot of yellow happening here, and it was just too much. So I removed part of it, put it back to just under halfway over, and that was a big improvement. So I think I'm going to leave it like this, and now I get to do the really fun part by embellishing the rest of the page. Just pulled out a bunch of stuff from the kit that might work, so I have those all out here. And then I also have these, and I can't remember if these were already in my kit or not when I did the overview, so I'm just pointing them out in case they weren't, because I remember ordering them, but I'm not sure if they came when I put the original kit together or not. But these are from Bramble Fox, and the reason why I'm not sure if they were in there or not is because they come from the UK, so it takes a while for them to get here. But when I saw them, I had to have them. They're acrylic pieces, but they have sort of a frosty look to them with the way that they're etched, and I just think they're gorgeous. Now obviously here pink doesn't work, but some of the brown shades might be okay, maybe even this sort of tannish brown look here of these leaves, I'm not sure. So I've taken them out just in case. If I decide it's too much for this page, I'll just stick to the other stuff. So far I have picked out this wood veneer piece that says Autumn, Moments Documented. It's perfect for my title right there. And all of those wood veneers that I had were from Ellie's studio. They were a fall pack, so that's awesome. Makes it easy to match everything. And then in my little packet of random embellishment type stuff, I had this, and I don't remember for sure where this came from. I think it might have been part of an embellishment pack from Citrus Twist, because I used to get those kits. So I think that's where it came from. But I love it that it shows a car driving sort of through the woods, because we were. And the fact that the vehicle's yellow is a bonus. I think I'm going to put it right down here, because this is a lot of dead space, and it wouldn't hurt to just overlap that there. Now that gives me two things. I'd like to have a visual triangle, so I probably need something over here along the side somehow, even if it's quite small. Haven't figured out what that is yet, but I'll work on it. When I was looking through the rest of my stuff, I didn't really find anything that I thought would look good over here. And I've decided this serves as a title, so really I only have one sort of cluster that I can do down here. I don't need to make this part of a visual triangle, so I'm not going to. I think I'm just going to do a cluster down here. I found this phrase that says October happenings in all of my fall themed phrases. I think I'm going to put that right down here to bring in a little bit of that reddish orange, so I'll have that. And then I think I'm going to use some of these enamel dots in this darker sort of orangey tan color. This orange is too bright if you look at it, but this one is much closer to what you see in a lot of the leaves here. So I think I can work those in there, and maybe even some white, because there is a white border here, and this is very light in the background. So I think I'm going to come up with something fun with these. All right. I added some of the enamel dots, and I'm happy with those. But when I was looking at this, I felt like the background here was too blank and a little bit too flat. So I decided I am going to do some splattering, and I pulled out this option for green. This has no sparkle to it. It's just a matte finish. And then I have my Nuvo Mica Mist. So this is a little sparkly when it goes on, but I wasn't sure how the tint of the greens would look. I did them both. So this is the Mica Mist one. This is the matte finish. Definitely this one is a better choice. When you hold it up there, it more closely matches the grass, whereas this has much more of an olive tone to it, which isn't quite what I would want there. So I am going to go with this one. All right, I have it in my trusty box here that I use when I do misting like this, and I have covered up the photo. This is just a scratch piece of copier paper that I use, slightly larger than 4x6, so it's perfectly sized to cover up that size photo. And then I have this ready to go, and I will do some splattering. And I've only tried this brand recently, this Mica Mist. I really like it. If you're a fan of the Heidi Swapp Color Shine stuff, this is a pretty close match to it since a lot of those have been discontinued. So if you like that, I think you'll find that you enjoy this one. I can't get my splatters down here to go the right direction where I want them. There we go. That gave me a little more. Do I need any anywhere else? Maybe right here. And I see I got a glop right there. I'm going to try to wipe that off and hope that it works. If it dries on there, so be it, but I'd like to get that off if I can. When I tried to remove that, it didn't work very well. I was able to get off some of it, so it's very subtle now and blends in a little bit to the wood veneer, but that's a chance I took, and now I know that the Mica Mist does not sit on top of wood veneer very well. To make it look like that wasn't just a mistake, I actually took my scratch piece because it was still a little wet there, and I pressed one of the dots against this area on the A so that it'll look like I meant to get some on there. And it's supposed to be that way since there's other splatters at the top. So hopefully when it all dries, it'll look okay. I think this one is pretty much dry and it's done. I'm not going to add anything else to it. I don't think I really need journaling here since I explained on the previous page what we were doing and where we were going. So I think this is another one done for my autumn kit series. Thanks for watching.